Welcome to the Chaos Multiverse. Spoiler alert, we will be talking about plot details from Spider-Man No Way Home. So if you haven't had a chance to go see the movie, click off this video right now, and I encourage you to try to watch it in the theaters. The cinematic experience is one you really want to be able to do with this movie, I promise you. So here's your spoiler alert. Leave now. And if you're still here, welcome to the Chaos Multiverse. Welcome everybody, Jimmy or Chaos, and I want to talk about what has kind of become a meme, but Marvel is embracing it, and they're leaving the door open for something to possibly happen in the future, and I'm talking about our boy, Ned. Ned Leeds. He had a huge part in this movie, and you guys know the rumors. Ned Leeds would end up being Hobgoblin, and Green Goblin would turn him to Hobgoblin at the end of the movie. Well, it didn't happen that way, but there is some heavy foreshadowing and some heavy Easter eggs that point in the direction of them leaving the door open for Ned to be Hobgoblin in the next trilogy. I know some of you are like, come on, Jimmy, let it go. Well, I can let it go, but when Marvel puts the cake right in front of you, you want to eat it. So here we go. There is a point in this movie, once again, I gave you the spoiler alerts, where Andrew and Toby are in the movie, shocker, I know, are talking about their best friends turning into supervillains, right? And they're talking about Harry Osborn, Norman Osborn, and Ned's like, well, I'm Tom's best friend, but I'm not going to be a supervillain, to the point where it's weighing so heavy on Ned's mind that he goes up to Tom Holland's Peter Parker and says, I will never turn into a supervillain and try to kill him like what happened in both of the other Spider-Man universes, the Raimi universe and the Amazing Spider-Man universe. So there's your connection right there. And you would say, well, that's not enough to make a video on. Well, you know what? You're absolutely right. But it doesn't stop there. There's three more things that point to the door staying open for Ned Leeds to actually become Hobgoblin in a Spider-Man movie. And in the comics, he was Hobgoblin for like 10 years. And I think they ended up saying they pinned it all on Ned Leeds even after he died. So here we go. When they're in Ned's house, they take a long pan at a wall of what looks like ancient daggers and throwing knives and swords on his wall in his house, which is weird because you wouldn't think of Ned like that at all. Not to mention, apparently Ned has a little bit of magic in his fingers because Ned's the one that starts just flinging open sling ring doors and portals and everything, which I still don't really understand. He did tell Doctor Strange that magic runs in his family, but they like to playfully hint that he could be like an apprentice to Doctor Strange in the future, because Doctor Strange even says, are you the one that did that? And he's like, yeah, and he was kind of impressed. Anyway, so we're in Ned's house. A wall of ancient daggers and throwing knives. That's the first one. There's also a sewing machine with some material sitting there looking like somebody's making a costume, and it's green and gold, which are the Hobgoblin's colors. And we had the teaser on the TikTok Daily Bugle thing showing like a Hobgoblin hat on top of him. All these little things just keep the door open. Why in the world would they show us a sewing machine in Ned's house with a costume being sewn that's green and gold? Why would we see all these intricate ancient weapons and daggers up on his wall? And then on top of that, spoiler alert, the ending, Ned doesn't remember Peter, okay? So Ned now has gone through whatever he's gone through without the support of Tom Holland as his best friend, and who knows what kind of arc or path that takes him on. That could open him up to be susceptible to whatever Norman Osborn is in this timeline, in the MCU timeline in the future, and could open it up to him being Hobgoblin. Now, if we had Ned as Tom's best friend, you would think that would be, he's gone through enough, he knows what's happening, he would never be Hobgoblin. But he didn't have those experiences at the end. So it makes him susceptible to becoming Hobgoblin. So I'm going to throw it out there. The next trilogy is already confirmed. I'm going to say it now. I think there's a soft chance that somehow Ned Leeds ends up being Hobgoblin in some form or fashion in the next trilogy. I do, because Peter is now watching from afar. They don't know who Peter is anymore. So I could very well see it happening. I could, because he has to establish that relationship again with Ned somehow, get him to remember or tell him what happened. I'm telling you, the sewing machine with the green and gold costume, come on. Why else would they put that in there as to just laugh at us and mock at us? The daggers on the wall? Come on. And the whole conversation with Toby and Andrew about their supervillain best friends and how he'd never be a supervillain and try to kill Tom. Foreshadowing heavy. So there you go. That's my prediction. You guys let me know what you think. Ned is Hobgoblin in the future? I'll see you soon.